gotta be stoic. You can't be frail. If you stay on the track, you can't derail. If you stick around long enough, you surely be unveiled. What's poppin'? What's did it? Welcome to the Unveiled Mindset podcast, hosted by me, King Hemity, real name Dada Conde, and my lovely wife, my crime partner.
My partner in crime.
My crime partner. Again, damn, what is it? My partner in crime, Bogey. She been stressing me, y'all. You know what I'm saying? That's what they come with, but it's okay. We love it though. So what's up, everybody? What's poppin'?
Hey guys, welcome. Welcome to another episode of Unveiled Mindset.
Yes, sir.
We are super excited for you guys to be here, and super excited for you guys to join us. Here, we love to have enlightening conversations, enlightening and thought-provoking and purpose-filled conversations that help to nurture growth and unveil the mind.
Growth, it's educational, we got information, and it's motivating. Entertainment and motivating. So make sure you guys subscribe down below. There you go.
Make sure you follow the Instagram unveiled_mindset. Everything is down below on the YouTube page. Make sure you check out the YouTube page, but also
TikTok. On
the TikTok as well, Unveiled Mindset. If you guys prefer listening to your podcast, check us out on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts.
Yep. That was good.
Make sure you also click on, the little notification bell so you guys make sure whenever every single week that we put out an episode, you tune in. And
it's probably going to be a subscribe notification. It's probably going to pop up over here.
Yep.
Or maybe over here, but most likely over here though. This is.
It's gonna be somewhere.
Yeah. You ready?
Let's get into it.
All right. So today.
Born ready.
Yes. So today's topic is basically about selfish versus selfless.
Okay.
Right? And so I'm gonna start with you. I'm gonna ask you how you feel about it, and you can give your opinion, and then we're gonna pick it up from there. So.
What is the definition? Let's read the definition of selfless and the definition of selfish.
Selfish. Okay. You're selfish because you're selfish. You're selfless because you have less. No, that's not what I mean. That's my own definition. But I'm gonna look it up right now. Let me just do selfish versus selfless. What comes up?
Okay.
Okay. So being selfish is putting your own needs ahead of others, often to their detriment. Being selfless is putting other needs ahead of your own, often to your own detriment.
Often to their detriment or often to your detriment. Yeah. I think that's like a very, very, very important piece
is. I like the way they put that.
And so back to answering. I think that there's a special sauce, kind of like the Chick-fil-A sauce.
Okay. I
think there's a special sauce of the good mix between selfishness and selflessness, right? To me, I personally believe in the life vest theory. The life vest principle, I should say, right? You know what that is?
Enlighten me. That's what we're here for, right? Unveiled it.
All right, bet. So life vest, life jacket theory or principle, right?
Yeah.
When you hop on a plane and then they come in and then they say, okay, here's the exits, etc. They do the whole and
it look like gang sign.
When they do the whole, make sure you guys know which exit and how to be out whenever you need to be out, right? And pay attention.
Oh, yeah.
What's important there, one of the things that they say is when it's time to put on your life vest, make sure your life vest is secure before you help your neighbor, before you help your parent, your friend, your child. Make sure yours is secure before you help somebody else. Why do they say that?
Well, you tell me. I mean, you're the one that's giving me the rigmarole role, so you tell me.
The reason they say that is because, and that's kind of my whole principle on this whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Helping somebody else is the selfless aspect of it, right? Because as soon as I put my jacket on, I could be out. Yeah. I could head to the door. I'm gone, right? Why am I going to waste my time and endanger myself helping somebody else, right? I don't know if in those situations there's more protocol, but I'm assuming whenever things are a little chaotic, it's hard to follow protocol.
Yeah.
Nevertheless, but if I'm staying behind and I'm trying to help as many people that I'm trying to help to make sure that they're secure, that's a selfless act, and that's a selfish aspect of everything, right?
Okay.
However, the fact that I need to put on my vest first needs to be a selfish act, because if I'm not good, and if my cup hasn't runneth over, as Oprah says, then it's hard for me to then give to someone else and to help someone else.
Okay.
If I'm over here trying to help somebody else, something happens, and now I'm like, we're in the water, I'm drowning. How am I gonna help you put yours on?
Drowning.
Now both of us are drowning,
That's
right?
true.
Because both of us are drowning because...
Especially if you can't swim like you, but go ahead.
Like, yeah. I could swim.
Yeah. All right.
Anyways, yeah, like if I'm on a lifeboat and I got the vest on and I didn't actually take time to put my vest on, and so now I'm helping you. Something happens, turbulent, whatever on the boat. We're both in the water. Now I'm trying to help you put your vest on because you don't know how to put your vest on. Only I know how to put your vest on properly, but my vest isn't on.
Yeah. All right. I'm talking like this. I don't know what the hell is that. Okay.
What?
I don't know. I think something. I think it's like from the fabric. It's being selfish.
Anyways, but now we're all in the water.
Yeah.
Now I'm the only one that can help you, but the only one that can help you is now drowning.
That's true.
I
agree.
Who am I really doing a disservice to? I'm doing a disservice to both of us.
Yeah.
In that case.
Especially yourself if you're selfish. So, but I agree with what you're saying, right? So, I think like, there's a negative connotation around being selfish.
Yeah.
I thought too, like, I'm like, man, this person being selfish. Truly, like, nobody owe me anything. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody owes anyone anything.
Yeah. So if I got to do it for myself first, I got to take care of myself first in order to take care of somebody else. A lot of times it's like before you start a family, make sure you're in a good position, right? So you don't want to go into something unexpected. So a lot of time, like me, I'm more focused on being selfish because I want to take care of myself, take care of, my needs, prioritize myself before anything. But before that, I was more selfless. And, me being selfless put me in a position where I was, stuck in a hole, basically, right? So
you could even be at a deficit.
Exactly. That's what it was, exactly. So friends, the stories. Friends, family, it happen all the time. When they need you, you got a good heart, sometimes there's people that will take advantage of you, and sometimes other people, they're not trying to take advantage of you, but they're always in need, right? And that's also because they're probably selfless. They're not focusing on themselves. And the fact that, I have a kind heart and I'm selfless, they always can, like, they will make terrible decision. Yeah. And then in the back of their mind, like, he got me anyway, like, and then later on, no, we're not doing it.
And at that point, you're enabling them.
Exactly. So that's what I was saying. Like, I lean more towards being selfish. Yeah. Because you need both. You need to be more selfish than selfless. You need some selfless to show that, that you care about humanity or your society. Yeah. To have a little, some type of heart. You can't just be, cold-hearted and not help people.
The entire time.
Yeah. So I agree with you. So I would say selfish. So to add on that, I want to get your opinion on this, right? So selfish versus selfless, right? Which one is a net positive or negative to society? You can get into the pros and cons of selfish, and then you can talk about selfless, and then give me your percentage, right? Between selfish and selfless, right? You can tell me, like, if being more selfless is better than being selfish, or being more selfish better than being selfless, and you can break down the percentage,
Okay. I think that a net positive, being selfish, like only being, I think, like I said, the perfect formula, right? Yeah. Being selfish, but also being selfless, right? Oh, yeah. I don't necessarily think it's a 50-50. I personally think that it needs to be a little bit of selfishness, at least like more than half, and then less than half selfless.
Give me a number.
I don't know. It would need to be like maybe 60-40.
60-40. Okay.
And the reason is because I think in order for you to really thrive and really scale, you have to make sure you protect yourself, and you have to make sure that you fill into yourself. Same thing. If your cup is empty, there's nothing for you to serve around and give people, right? When people come to your house, you got a little pitcher. If your pitcher is empty, you don't have any content, anything in you to give and pour into anyone else's cup. Yeah. If you have the opportunity to fill up your pitcher to the top, you have more to give around.
That's true.
If you can only fill up your pitcher for one cup, and then everybody's like, "Oh, I'm thirsty." So everybody, number one, you're filling one cup, to 5 different cups.
Yep.
So not only is everyone drinking less, they're drinking sips.
She rapping right now. Yeah, let's go.
They're drinking sips, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on top of the fact that they're drinking sips, they never can drink a full cup. You never can drink a full. You could never even drink a cup, right? Because you're filling everybody else's cup before yours. Mm-hmm. So your cup you'll never drink. They're never drinking a full cup. And on top of that, your pitcher is just always lacking. Yeah. And in fact, it's gonna go to the end and it's gonna run out. And what's going to happen is, especially the people that you enable, that because there are going to be people that are genuine, that have a cup, that are truly thirsty. Yep. And there are going to be people that are just at your table because they know you give out and you hand out free sips. Yep. So when your cup runs dry, the people that are taking advantage of you are going to go find another pitcher to drink from. And you're just left.
I agree.
So
let's just do a little,
that's my...
games with the numbers. So, okay, so you say for selfish, you say 60.
I said about 60, 40. 40% I think it's good for you to be grounded, and I feel like it's good for you to it's good for you to help others so long as it doesn't have a deficit on you.
Okay. So let's kind of clarify some things here, right? So we're saying we're both agreeing that it's okay to be selfish.
Yes.
We're also saying that it's also necessary to have a balance where to be selfless, right? Where you're also like, doing stuff for the community, right? And we're not necessarily saying being selfless is bad. You just have to be smart when you're being selfless, right? Yeah. Because like I give you the example in my experience with, people that were
taking advantage.
Exactly. So, and then also being selfish, right? There's a pros and cons to it. Like when I say I'm in my selfish energy right now, it doesn't mean that I'm not willing to share information, right? Because people can be selfish with information. So I'm saying like you can be selfish in terms of resources, because you need resources to get to the next level and get to the next level until you have an abundance of resources where you can kind of allocate some of the resources in people that deserve it, people that need it, and people that are willing to work for it. Because handing out, it's like a spoiled child. Yep. If I work hard, if I came from the gutter, work hard, and then come up, make a lot of money, right? And I'm successful, and then me having kids, and while I'm raising my kids, I don't show them anything. I don't show them what hard work is. They don't have any principle, no morals, no understanding how money work, right? And then just to say, here, take this and just do whatever with it. When I'm gone, right? Whatever I leave, I leave on earth for them, or let's say my business or whatever.
It might go to waste.
Yeah, they might sell it. They might do whatever because they're not taught to run a business properly because they were just given. So that's the problem I also have with charity, right? I always say, like even like on Clubhouse, we do every Ramadan we do that charity thing, right? Yeah. Which is great. It's wonderful, right? Because we're being selfless. But I was saying, the reason there's pros and cons to that. The pros is we're feeding people, we're helping out people. They got food to eat. You seen the video? They were literally fighting over food or whatever, right? Yeah. So we understand that there's a struggle over there, but we have to know that resources only is not gonna fix everything. It's temporary, right? It's necessary. It's important. And it's necessary. But it gotta start with you gotta change the mind first, right? Yeah. Because if you don't change somebody's mind, you're just giving it to them. They're just gonna keep doing whatever they're doing. So I was saying, like, in terms of just like doing charity, there's another way you can go by it, right? Yeah. You can like revolutionize, charity instead of just giving it to, because every year they're waiting on that. Every year they're gonna say, we're gonna go to this one location. I know the Guinean Lounge or from Clubhouse, they're gonna do this here and that here. I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna go over here and do it. Some people do also. So they know it's 4 locations. So somebody might go to this mosque and then go get something. They know there's another location. They'll go act like they didn't get nothing. Yeah. So at that point, we're not getting nothing out of it. So it's better that we should actually be present, right? And then, or either create some type like form of jobs or opportunity for people. We're not going to make revenue off of it, but we know people struggle back home. Some people don't even make $20 a month. So we spend $100 on food, like maybe every 2-3 days. Some people it's a week or whatever, but right. You can literally
and like with this inflation, $100, that's lunch for some people.
Some people don't make $20 a month in dinner, right? Yeah. So $100, you can help somebody get $20 every month, but make sure there's something by this work behind it. They got to work.
And I think essentially I agree with that point, and it essentially comes down to we need to make sure that even as part of our selflessness, we need to make sure that it is taking into account teaching how to fish.
Yeah.
We need to teach you how to fish. We got to teach how to fish less than just giving free meals and buffets. Because yes, at times, like, it is necessary. People have to eat, but services, putting systems in place,
correct,
that are able to provide services that are to give people the tools that they need to fish, and the education that they need. And they have that a lot here in the US. Like, they have so many programs, like youth programs that go to high schools, that go to middle schools, and that, like, literally teaches them. It provides resources. So they have, like, here are the free resources that the program has. However, here are the different, like, aspects of what we're teaching. So I think it's definitely important.
Okay, so to basically, you know, close this, you know, topic about selfish and selflessness, I gotta, you know, I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Expound on it just a little bit so we can continue. Okay, so to become powerful and successful, which attributes are needed? These are the two options, right? Being selfish and selfless, right? And being selfish come with a lot of attributes. Being selfless also come with a lot of attributes, right? So to become powerful and successful, with these two options, right? Which one you think is more important in order to be powerful and successful? And then if once you pick one, give us, like, you know, like, two attributes, you know.
Okay, I think I would still stick with my answer in that more so selfishness, because if you run a business. How many of you guys have an auntie or an uncle, right, that runs an African store? And this can apply to Caribbeans or whatever. But I feel like a lot of the times it's minorities, like it's immigrants and stuff. How many of you guys have an auntie and uncle, a parent, or somebody that has an African grocery store, some sort of grocery store, right?
Yep.
And what happens? Oh, my sister, can I have? They have a booklet of IOUs.
Yep.
And so people will literally come to these stores and want to buy things, not have the money for it, or maybe they do have the money for it, but tell the store owner, oh, let me get this, and then I'm going to pay you back next month. Or just add it to the list, it to the list of things. So being selfless, you're kind of like, you're trying to run a business, right? But you're running a business, and you're literally giving people, like, free merchandise. And a lot of times those IOU lists just run long.
No interest either.
Oh yeah, no interest. This is not a financing. This is how I'm making money. No, it's zero. It's they come next time, and then they tell you that they don't even say, oh, add it, and then they come and pay it, and then they add it. Sometimes they'll pay it, and then they'll take something out the same day.
Yeah.
Why did you? What's the point? They have a thing called credit card.
That's
right.
True. That's true.
Like, and so it's one of those things where it's like, it's one thing if it's a need. I need this because for whatever reason, you don't have a credit card. You can't get a credit card. You need food in the house. It's a need, right?
Yeah.
But it's another thing for it to be habitual. You literally run your business. You have a notebook full of people who owe you money.
Yeah.
That you're most likely never going to collect. And it's not like they're paying with credit card.
That's true.
And when your merchandise runs dry, what money are you going to use to go buy more merchandise?
Yeah.
It comes out of your own pocket. Yeah. At what point are you scaling?
That's true.
A lot of times we don't scale. And I think it's like, it's this cage, and it's like, perhaps it's like the whole black tax thing as well, right? You always feel this need on your shoulder to give back, or this need on your shoulder to carry everyone with you.
Yeah.
And so that doesn't allow so selfishness, I think, allows you to go to the next level and be like, respectfully, I cannot give you an IOU. This is a business. I have to take money out of this to pay my rent, to pay the fixed cost and the variable cost of this business.
Okay, so the two attributes of, you know, being selfish, can you give me just two?
What do you mean, two attributes of being selfish?
Like you know, what comes with selfishness? Like, what comes with selfishness?
I think, like, in terms of from people looking inward at you, or from yourself?
From yourself. And like, if you want to be successful and powerful,
being able to make the decision that's best for you, and recognizing that just because I'm not doing something for someone does not mean that I'm a bad person.
Yeah.
So that's number one, is being able to say no and have boundaries. And when you have those boundaries, you understand, and you understand that when you give more than you can give and more than you want to give, that creates a deficit in you. Yeah. Sometimes you also end up being, I think that's not true selfless. Like that's not a positive thing. And sometimes that ends up being like, you end up even resenting the person, right? Yeah. And so I think being able to not feel bad about standing on your own and being being your own like supporter and your own gatekeeper is number one.
And some of the attributes that you also mentioned, filling your own cup. Yeah. Right? And then also like prioritize your, your goals.
Prioritizing your goals. So I think when you prioritize your goals, you know that like, hey, I have this picture. I need to get to this level before I look back or before I do anything else. So any kind of drops I get, I need to reinvest it in myself because I do not have the capacity to take on more than I can bear. No, and true. You need to be okay with that.
Okay, that's true. So yeah, that was a good topic on selfish versus selfless. You guys can, leave a comment below and see what you think, and and then we can talk about it there. And if it's more to talk about, we'll do another, segment on it.
Yeah, let us know what you think, and let us know another one that I want to. Another quick one is like, and we can get into this a little deeper into another episode, but aspects of like selflessness and how we all have like that one relative, whether it's your father, whether it's your uncle, whether it's somebody that carries your entire village or carries the entire like the entire like external families on their back and stuff like that, because of this idea of like black tax and this idea of I owe to everyone else. And then people even feel entitled for your money. They feel a way when you feel like when you have to put that boundary, people start feeling real entitled. So let us know. This is a two-way thing. So, let us know what you guys think.
Yeah. So that's a segment on selfish and selfless. That was a good one. We're going to keep going though. I got, more to add to that. Right? Okay. So now we're going to get into another one, right? That's also controversial, right? So is we always talk about this. Is fear stronger than love? And is fear stronger than love? What do you think? Think about it. I know this is
I think it
emotion versus logic right now.
I think it depends. Okay. Like I think that I would say for the majority, fear is stronger than love, I would say. But perhaps between like a mother and child relationship, love then would be greater than fear. So the reason I say that is because I think for everyone else, fear might be greater than love because the reason it comes down to fight or flight, right? And to me, I think that like if something happens randomly, before you even like, let's say you're with someone you love, right? For the majority of people, if you're with your guys or whatever, you're with your friends and stuff, you hear a shot or something happens, fight or flight. Most people, they don't even think about like, oh, let me. Like their body goes into reaction mode automatically.
You say most people, that's everybody, including me. When I hear that bow bow, I'm out of there. I'm gone.
So it's one of those things where like that's when I say fear, because you love your friends, but most people whatever, right? I don't want to, because people are gonna not all whatever. Most people, they're not gonna be like, oh, hold on, let me be a body you know what I'm saying? Like
some, but that's like however, outliers. Like some.
So that's why I say fear, because in that moment, that's a true test, right? That's a true test of, are you gonna stay and protect the person because you love them, right? Say you had like a way of protecting them, right? Say you had a life vest or you had whatever, a life jacket and things, or bulletproof jacket, right? Bulletproof, yeah. Say you had a bulletproof jacket or something like that, and you had the ability to protect the person, right? Because the other thing is like, what am I gonna do by just being a shield? Like it's gonna go through me and hit the person, right? Yeah. So say you had like an ability or something, a way for you to protect, right? You're in a room or you're somewhere, and then you had to go all the way on the other side, risk yourself to go press a button that's gonna stop everything. How many people are going to, as soon as they hear something, run the opposite direction versus run towards the button to be like, oh, I'm going to protect, this is going to protect everyone, and I'm going to press that button.
So you saying right now, if an intruder just break in here, right? You're not going to protect me?
You know, I feel I feel like, you know, as the man, right? As the man, I feel like in his case, you know how I said it's a little bit of both. In his case, right? I feel like in his case, as a man, it would be love before fear.
Nah. And love before fear. So, when I hear that bow bow.
If it's upstairs and you hear something, guess who's checking it out? It's not me.
I ain't know it's funny.
It's gonna be Goku and him.
I already got my situation planned.
It's gonna be
right. Look. I guarantee you, right?
It's gonna be Goku and him going to check it out.
I already got my situation planned. When I hear bow, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go get the tapi and I'm gonna start acting like I'm praying, because you can't break. When I'm praying, you can't break it. The whole time I'm gonna be doing this, and then she gonna tap me like somebody downstairs. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Look, yo, I will read the longest surah. She look waiting for that salam alaikum. It's never coming. What? Allahu Akbar. I'm gonna be like this for a minute. You crazy? But nah. To be serious though.
No. And then, so the point where I was saying, like, on the other end, right? I feel like perhaps a mother's love for their child, the mother, if there's something that the mother can do to protect their child, and I would say most moms, at least most mothers that I know, right? Most mothers that I know, if it's something that they would need to do, they will even put themselves as a body shield to protect their child.
I mean, for sure.
So, no, because my answer was, when you asked, is fear stronger than love? My answer was, I think for the majority of the people, fear is stronger than love. However, when it comes to certain relationships, like a mother-child relationship, it may be love that's stronger than fear in that situation.
I mean, we can look at it in multiple, like, different ways, right? Fear is always gonna beat love. I don't
even care. In a mother-child situation.
Fear is always gonna beat love. Right?
Okay, explain in that.
So
situation.
we're talking about in general. We're talking about the majority, right? We're not talking about the minority or the outliers, right? Because it's always gonna be somebody that is different. That's gonna go and do the total opposite. That's completely opposite from the norm, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. So let's just look at like the totality of it, like, right, the majority of it. If a gunshot go off, I guarantee you 99% of the people are gonna scatter like roaches. That's a fact, right? If somebody come in here, right, a father's job is to protect, his family, right? Mm-hmm. So when somebody break in here, I'm the one that's supposed to be the protector, right? Mm-hmm. So I understand that in certain situation, you got to send the kids and your wife away, and then you got to take that, right? Mm-hmm. So, okay. I'm just saying in general, when you look at fear versus love, right? Fear always is stronger than love, right? Mm-hmm. Love is good. Love is strong, but it's not as strong as fear, right? Mm-hmm. Because even like when it comes to religion, which I'm not going to get too much into that, they always say, it's not like they never say love God. They say love God. But like you hear more echo of people saying, fear God, I fear God, right?
So you're saying people do more things because of the fear of going to hell rather than because of like the love of, I just want to get closer to God.
That's one way, right? That's one.
Because they don't want to burn and turn to hell.
And in terms of danger, it's very, very scary, right? Because I know when a lot of people, if you put people in a situation right now, mm-hmm. and then you put them in a situation where they fear for their life or something like that, or losing a job, or losing opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. And to put somebody like, to sell somebody out, whether it's their friend, family, whatever, right? Their immediate, response is not going to be like, no, right? Uh-huh. When they come with something attached to it, they're going to think about it. Most people out of fear, going to sell their people out. They're going to, whether it's friends or family, they're going to sell you out. So fear always it's always bigger than love. Love is great.
Do you think that still stands in a mother-child relationship?
Yes, it does. And not only that, right? Think about it. That's why they always say that it's important to have a mother and a father at home, right? The mother nurturing, loving, give you that emotional effect. The father is more logical, disciplined, and demand respect. And then you fear your father more. Remember, I was like, if you ask most people, they're going to say, I love my mother more than I love my father. Mm-hmm. Your father is not necessarily there to be loved. Yes, he loves you. You love him back. Mm-hmm. But the abundance of love that your mother gives you, your father doesn't give you the same, because he's the disciplinary. He got to be there to set you right? Mm-hmm. So, remember I told you, one time, I went out, this was back home. I went out went to my grandmother's house. I didn't come back until like 11 p.m. I was only like 8. And then when I came, my dad disciplined me, right? I was crying and all of that. My mom was like, she was out of town. I was like, if my mom was here, this wouldn't have happened, right? Yeah. But it's true, because when I got emotional and I was sad, I was thinking about my mom, right? But my dad disciplined me, right? So whenever I think about even going out, I'm like, oh, nah.
Yeah.
My dad. But now, because of that, let me finish. Yeah. Because of that, a lot of things that I don't do now is because the fear I have for my dad, right? Even one of my uncle was a drunk, and my dad was like, yo, don't be like him. Woo, this and that. You know, like, my dad was very, very disciplined, right? So because of that, he's not here. Even if he's not around, it's certain thing I won't do because he instilled that in me. And then when I want to cry or shoulder to lean on and this and that, I'll go to my mother. You get what I'm saying? But that fear is stronger than that love. I love my mother or whatever, but like the fear and the discipline and respect I got from my father, when I go out in the real world, that's going to take effect.
I see what you're saying, but I'm saying not from a point of view of you as a child, what is impacting you more in terms of how you're living your life.
No, I understand.
I'm saying as a mother, will she run to press the button, or will she skedaddle like a roach and leave her child?
80%, maybe even more than 80% going to skedaddle.
Interesting.
I guarantee, bro.
Let us know what you think in the comments down below, bro, because for the mothers that are out there, what would you do?
Wait, okay, Ansu, what do you think? Fear? Which one is stronger, fear or love?
Fear. And then Ansu, if it's a mother, do you think that most mothers will go and press the button and risk themselves, or do you think that they will skedaddle like a roach?
Skedaddle. I'm telling you.
Okay, like, so Ansu's...
yeah.
It's even a video that happened recently in Brooklyn. It was a shootout where this man just shot this
she ran Ansu, and closed the door on the son.
Ansu is saying, for those of you who didn't hear, he's saying that, I don't know how far the range is, but he's saying that essentially in Brooklyn, there was a shootout that happened where they were outside, and then the father...
No, they were inside.
They were inside the house, inside the apartment. The father went outside. The son also followed. The mom was at the door, and then it was the neighbor, and then a shootout started happening, or the neighbor pulled out the gun. Mother ran into the house, closed the door.
No, actually, the mother came out first, was interacting with the guy, so... The guy, you know, because we talking about the protector, he came out, right, and then confronted the guy because he was going back and forth with the wife or whatever, and then like, you know, he wanted to, you know, he was, you know, try to be the father or whatever, the man, and then when, you know, things turned, he started shooting. The mother ran, went inside with her daughter, then closed the door, and then you can see the father falling down. He fell down right by the door. And the son and the father died, right? So I'm not.
They died?
Yes, they both died. So
what?
But what I'm saying, right? But I'm not saying there's no, like, that's every mother gonna do that. I'm not saying that, right? Because there are mother out there. There's mother out there that's gonna sacrifice their life for their kids. But I'm just saying, it's not even a mother father thing. When it comes to fear, it's like just instinct.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, she may not she may be hurting, like, not thinking, like,
she's scared. So, you know, I'm not blaming her.
She may not even be like looking back, she probably regrets it, and she probably doesn't even know, like, at that moment, I don't even remember the fact that I closed the door and realized that he was still outside.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, instinct. Sometimes, like, you fight or flight comes in.
Yeah,
that is crazy. But I definitely want this to make sure it's I want to make sure it's interactive, and I definitely want to see people's thoughts of you out there. Like, if you think that it's love versus fear, let us know why. If you think that it's fear versus love, that's stronger in terms of, like, our nature, definitely put your comments as well. But
I agree. So when it comes to, like, you know, being a leader, why is fear bad for leaders? That's one. And two, the second question, why is fear good for leaders? Right? And the third one is, why is respect, would you rather be respected or feared? That's another thing. But let's start with, why is fear bad for leaders?
Why is fear, like, you're afraid?
Like, let's say,
or people are afraid of you.
Yeah, people are. I'm the leader, and people are afraid of me.
I think fear is bad for leaders because if you fear someone, like, how can you really build an organization that has collaboration, like free collaboration, and that someone feels comfortable enough to bring their thoughts to you, because you've established, like, an environment where it promotes people to come and talk to me about your ideas, your thoughts, and like don't be afraid to approach me. So when you have lack of that, you have like lack of diverse thought that comes to you, and people are going to hold back ideas that can help really scale your organization. So if you're not approachable, it's not, I don't think it's good.
Okay, so you saying like fear is bad for leaders?
No, I'm saying because you said why, what is one reason why?
Okay.
So that's one reason why.
And why is fear good for leaders?
I think fear, or a certain degree, I would say like minimal fear, maybe honestly even just respect is the real word.
Yeah.
But for leaders, because like then you have people that follow the authority, right? That and there are certain things that they won't do to try to what is it called? To try to like mitigate, I guess, what you say, or and so they're able to kind of like respect where you're at and respect the boundaries. And we see that in politics all the time. Like coups happen when like, they may not fear or respect the president, and so they'll come, they have no fear of what can happen, and okay, I'm gonna just come and and do a coup and take over, right? So I think sometimes when there's that lack of fear, there's
so me, like, I'm gonna start with the bad. Why like fear is bad for like leaders? Because to me, I say it reduces creativity.
Yep.
And then like innovation for like people that like working under you, right? Because if somebody come into a work environment and they're always scared, right, they're not gonna be able to work to their full potential because they're always there nervous, like they don't want to, right? That's why I think fear is bad for leaders, right?
Yeah.
And on the other side, I think it's good, right? Like in terms of like, well, in this case, it won't be like the people that's under you just necessarily just scared. It start with the leader, right? Meaning like a leader, like fear of like failure, right? So if you already have that in you, and then you bring that down to the people that's under you, also to let them know that you put pressure on them in a good way. They say, yo, if you don't, like, I'm gonna put this fear in you, letting you know that if you don't, put your best foot forward and grind, that you're gonna be a failure, and you don't want that, right? So I think in that aspect is good. But in the other aspect it's also bad because it hinders people, to excel. So that's my take on it. And
I agree.
For the other one, what do you think is more important, right? Respect or fear?
I think respect.
Okay.
I think because even what I was alluding to as being good is respect, because I think that if you respect someone enough, there are certain things you won't do to undermine their authority. And the fear is not needed in order for you to feel like you won't do it, because for the fear, the only reason you're not doing it is because you're afraid of consequences, not because you actually care, right?
True.
And not because you actually respect what they are saying and you don't want to undermine them. And with the fear, let a point come in time in which you are no longer fearful of them, whether it's because someone else is higher that has power but is on your viewpoint. You're going to attach themselves to them, and there's no loyalty there.
That's
and
true.
you're at any point you're ready to undermine them.
The
fear is literally the only thing holding you back. So I think respect is more important.
Yeah, I agree. Just to add on what you said, I agree. Like fear is fair, right? Like but respect is like when some people respect you, they almost admire everything about you, right? Right. So like, and when you're respected, like people are more like comfortable being around you. Right. They can just come in the workspace,
and it can feel motivation.
Anything, right. Yeah. So when they respect you, when they come, they value your opinion. They value your information. And then they're more willing to come to you, even for you to become their mentor. Right. What fear is, they will only do it, like you said, if they're afraid of, whatever the consequence is. Right. And if somebody really, that's why even like in a family setting, they will say that it's good to have conversation with your kids. It's good to make sure that your kids respect you, because if they only fear you, right? Fear is good too, right? In that setting. But if they only fear you, there's gonna be things that they're gonna hide from you, right? It's certain conversations you guys are not gonna be able to have, and then something will happen. You'll be like, yo, I like, what happened? Like we raised, no, like, because he only feared you. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna come a point in time, especially for men, that like you're no longer fearful. You're stronger than your parents. So to the actual example that you were giving before, like even there's still things nowadays that like were instilled in you, but it's also because of that respect that you have for your father. So
that's great. So I'm gonna we're gonna do a little quick segment here to close it out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna give you.
And we didn't talk about this before, so.
No, yeah. So I'm gonna give you a couple names, and stay tuned. We got more. We got more stuff coming, right? I'm gonna give you a couple names, right? And then you're gonna answer either veiled or unveiled.
Okay. And ready? Give them definition. I mean, y'all probably get it, but
yes.
So this session is called Veiled and Unveiled.
So veiled. Unveiled.
Okay.
Veiled, unveiled, right? So
we get it.
Basically, let me break it down. Being blinded and being enlightening, right?
Just like that monkey.
Pikachu. See, what is it? Is it
point it?
Oh yeah, that monkey. So what's the saying when is it?
Peekaboo.
Peekaboo, right? You see me, you don't see me now, whatever.
Did he just say Pikachu?
No, I said peekaboo. No,
you said Pikachu.
No, I said peekaboo. I didn't not say Pikachu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you mad because I just picked that chew. But look, but now, okay, so I'm gonna give you 6 names, and then you gotta tell me if they're veiled or unveiled.
Okay.
Based on your opinion. So you ready?
It better be people I know.
All right, you ready?
Don't put me on blast.
Nah. Cat Williams.
Apparently he is veiled. Unveiled.
Okay.
Apparently he is unveiled because he's unleashing on everyone.
Okay. Oprah Winfrey.
Oh, she is unveiled. I like Oprah.
Okay. Why?
Because my cup runneth over.
Okay. And all right. I like that. The third person, you ready?
She has a lot of great principles, so.
Granye, aka Aisha.
Granye unveiled.
Unveiled?
She is unveiled.
Okay.
Super mom, boss lady, grinding, traveling, enjoying life, foodie. Okay. Yes.
Because I have some names that I know you don't know them that well, so I'm going to keep it at base form, okay?
Okay.
All right. LeBron James.
I don't know if he's veiled or unveiled. I mean, I guess he plays professionally and he's been able to unlock whatever potential that you need to unlock in order to make it. You need to get
on that.
Listen, I would say unveiled because he's been able to unlock whatever he's been able to unlock in order to play in the NBA, which isn't it like a crazy percentage? What's the percentage of people that could actually make it?
Man, I don't know. It's very small. It's minute.
Exactly. So in the field that he's in, he is unveiled.
Yeah. Okay.
What would you say?
Oh, he's unveiled. I mean, LeBron is the GOAT.
Okay.
Me and Sajo argue about this all the time. LeBron is a GOAT. You know, you can say MJ all day. MJ is great, but he's bald. So all
right,
LeBron
continue.
is the GOAT. Yeah, that man is low kite. But okay. So now those are 3 names. Like for these 3, I'm not gonna give you names. I'm gonna give you groups, right? Mm-hmm. Or groups or ideas.
That was 4.
That was 2. That was 3. We did
Oprah,
Cat Williams,
LeBron James, Granye.
Oh, Granye, that's 4. You're right. Okay, 2 more.
Ooh,
yeah,
I'm about to say.
I can't count your. I'm gonna give you groups and idea.
Okay.
Right.
You got 2 left.
Okay. Okay. People that always blame their struggle
on the government.
On the government, the environment,
on the rich.
Veiled or unveiled?
Veiled.
Okay. Wow.
It's okay to understand where issues lie because we do it all the time and we're going to do it on the podcast, right? Yeah. There's issues everywhere. We're going to talk about how come our country is not where it should be, right? How come, it's behind in certain things or it's forward in certain things. Yep. So it's important to think about forward thinking and backward thinking. Mm-hmm. But to blame all the time on things, no, because you know what they say, right?
Yeah, what they say. Don't lie now. What they say? Come on now. What they say?
They say that it's not about if you're finding issues consistently, the issue is you. It's not everything else. So you need to look within. If you are one of those that blame the government and blame everything and blame the weather and blame, you look at the wind. You look out the wind. One of my mentors said this. Okay,
that's me, y'all. Come on. Come on.
One of my mentors said this.
Yeah.
The man looks out the window to watch the sunrise or the sunset. Mm-hmm. But he can't get past the smudge on the window to enjoy the sunrise or the sunset because the window has a smudge.
Oh, that's a bar. That's a bar. Wait, that's the one I was rapping to you upstairs?
No, it's not. That's not you. It's not for him.
Man, I'm going to do mine at the end, but I got one last one. That was good. I like that.
You're veiled. You're veiled by the smudge.
For sure, you're veiled.
Don't be veiled by the government, the rich, or the taxes or whatever else. Look within.
Get your own, right?
Focus on the sunrise.
Hustle and grind.
Go ahead.
Never stop.
Never stop.
Okay. The last one is, man, that line was so good. that I can't even remember my last question. Man, it was so, I can't even remember my last question. Now I got to turn to Jimmy Neutron. I got to go, man, that's why I need to take more control of my subconscious so I don't forget, right? If
you have to.
See, that's they don't understand that. You got to take control of your subconscious.
That's going to be step 2, unlock.
Yes. This one we're supposed to be perfect. I got it. Jimmy Neutron. But look.
Jimmy Neutron. So that's how the theme song.
No, that's a fact. Jimmy Neutron
got a blast.
He had a thick head, man. That man's head looked like the globe. But look, all right.
Go ahead.
So this is a little personal, but not too personal. It's personal for both of us. We were both on the same page when this happened. Like, you got sassy, I got moody. You feel me?
I don't get sassy.
Nah, yeah. But look, so I don't get sassy either. So I was moody. But look, what do you say about the person that said when you put the house on a block to be sold, right? We're not gonna say the price, but to be sold, right? Right? Because I think you a beast, right? I think what you do is amazing. A lot of people can't do that.
Thank you.
And you inspire me too. Just to let you know that was really dope. But what do you say to this person, or what they said about when you put the house on a block to be sold, right? The person was like, "Who's gonna pay that? Who's gonna pay for that house? That house
at
is
that price.
Yeah, that house is at that. That's what? That house is junky."
Yep.
And then what was your response?
I remember that.
Yep.
What was my response? I think my response was something along the lines of like.
Yeah, it was.
What was my response?
I don't know, but it was something.
Something along the lines of like, if you don't understand, it's not meant for you to understand.
Yeah, you said it's not meant for broke people. You said that. It's not meant for broke people. You're not gonna understand.
If you don't understand, it's not meant for you to understand.
Yeah, like
it's not.
You say it's not meant to, like you say she's a have-not. Right?
I did not say that. I did not say that.
And she called her an expert bagger. Expert bagger. Expert bagger. Right? So
listen. Because so the story what he's talking about, so I put one of my investment properties for sale, which at a specific price, which it got sold at that price, right?
Yeah.
And so
an amazing price too.
An amazing price.
Yeah.
And so nevertheless, when I first put it on the market, I was marketing.
Yeah.
And then I put it on one of my pages or one of my things, and she didn't realize that it was my investment property, right? So she was just talking just to talk. And so she was like, "Who would pay that price for that house? Watch your mouth, little girl. Who would pay and the other thing too, she's pretty young, right? But nevertheless, maturity doesn't come with age. But so she was like, "Oh, who's gonna pay that? Who's gonna pay that price for that for a house like that?" But I was just like, the thing is, it's not meant for you to understand if you don't get it.
Yep.
I would love to sit here and enlighten you, so hopefully you actually tune in and you're able to subscribe to the page so that you can be enlightened, right? Yeah. And so for the next time, you make sure you understand it. Yeah. However, at the time I was just like, it's not meant for her to understand.
No, it's understandable. The reaction was completely understandable. So what do you say?
She wasn't enlightened.
So
the answer is she was not enlightened.
So she was
veiled.
Okay, and then
she was veiled.
And this take right here, hopefully
this helps to unveil her because it got sold at the price.
So that's that for this one. This was a great episode.
I didn't call her a bagger though.
No, not
a professional bagger.
No, he didn't call her professional bagger. It was
somebody else.
Expert bagger.
Expert bagger.
Correct, not professional. Expert. But this was a great show.
Yes.
You guys gonna love this show. Leave comments below. Follow. Subscribe. I can't say subscribe. I can't say it.
It's the multicultural
impact.
We're gonna talk about multicultural pros and cons. They're words he still struggles to say.
Let me try it. Subscribe.
That's it. Subscribe.
Subscribe. And then,
ESL was a long one.
ESL.
You never had ESL?
No.
English as a second language.
Yeah. Please don't ESL me, bro. I thought ESL stand for.
So they didn't have you in ESL? Maybe that's why he can't say subscribe.
No. I came in speaking English. I ain't need no ESL. I came in. How are you? Adi body fine, bro. I came in with that, bro. I knew 6 words when I first came. Hello. No lie. Me and my cousin, I think I told you the story. Like we used to we was at my auntie house, and he was like, "Man, I know 6." And my kaka was like, "Nigga, angela lulu." Meaning I know 6 I don't know, five English words. I was like, I know more than that. I was like, you go first. That man said, how are you? How are you doing? How's your day? Hello, hi. I was like, oh, I'm definitely winning that. So what I did, I repeated 3 things that he said. How are you? How are you doing? I say hello, hi, and then I say bye, and then guess what I said after that? Goodbye. But now, see, I keep losing my subconscious. Bite. But nah, yeah, this is a great show. Follow, and then another word I can't say. I be saying girl. Like
I know.
But anyway,
it's a struggle.
Subscribe.
Subscribe, comment, like, share, follow, and turn on the notification bell. And we will see
today,
you.
the word of wisdom is be disciplined.
Be disciplined.
Have a lot of compassion in whatever you do.
Fill your bucket or your pitcher.
Be patient. Be honorable. Have morals. Have principle, integrity, and then make sure your conscious is molded around the concept of who you want to be. That's a great person, and hopefully you're unveiled. Stop playing with us. Stop playing with us. Yeah.
All right, guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.